Hey everyone, I'm Nick and welcome to the channel. Now this is my 2009 Range Rover Sport that I bought from Copart for $575. It's in great condition, but it had a lot of damage on the driver's side door and fender. Last week, we swapped over a door from a 2011, swapped all the components over from the door, and then when we went to put the fender on, we realized it wouldn't fit because they changed the styling in one of the facelifts. So our goal was to have a one-day rebuild, and it's going to be a two-day rebuild, hopefully. So I actually got my hands on a fender that is white, but it's a third type of white for this truck. So we're going to have Alaska white on the body, Fuji white on the door, and Chawton white on the fender. So if you've ever been curious about what the differences are, we'll be able to see all of them on the truck. Now, getting the fender was kind of an ordeal. It was 10.5 hours of driving total. It involved incorrect part listings, computers, a breakdown, and tiny Japanese trucks. So stay tuned for that video where I tell you what happened. Today we're going to put on the trim under the doors, we're going to put the new fender on, we're going to pull the shield around the gas tank, and we'll get the truck in the air and see what it looks like underneath. So let's get to it. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is put this trim on. Screws into the fender liner here, pops into here, which this here is a clip from the original part, but we've got our replacement right here that has that clip. So it's just going to clip in here with these, and then we got push pins that go in from the bottom. First thing is going to be to pull this little leftover part off, and then we'll keep going. Yep, there we go. We have a pin there, it's going to fit into that slot. We got clips in here. We'll have to get the wheel off to put these screws in, I think. But I think we can line one up at least. This piece clips in the same, it's just clips this time. It slots in through this opening. Lovely, very good. That is the trim. Once we tighten these up, that'll be it. Or maybe let's see if we can actually do that right now. I was able to get the screws in without removing the wheel using a low profile screwdriver. Let's check. Perfect. So here's the new fender. Chawton white, which is actually surprisingly close to Alaska white. So it's possible that once Alaska was introduced, they got rid of this, but they liked the kind of beige white. So we'll see it a little more clearly when this is washed and it's on the truck. But yeah, everything's here. We've got our vent, we've got all the clips, we have a piece of metal from the body mount, which we'll be taking off, and the mounting plate here. So yeah, let's get this on, and that'll be the last step of bodywork, the last piece of bodywork to wrap this up, and then we'll get under the truck. So, oh, and we'll put the wheel liner in too, which I also have right here. So, let's get to it. The last step for the wheel liner install is to remount the tire pressure sensor transponder. And now it's finally time to put the fender on. So I bumped the camera and it stopped filming, but we put in the nut that holds the little bracket to the fender in here. using some extensions. Then I put the foam piece that sits in here, and then I pop this in. So next I'm going to put this piece of trim inside from the door. So it would be a lot easier to install the plastic trim panel at the rear of the fender before installing it on the truck. Yeah, it might be the hinge over there.
Wow.
What?
Charlton and Alaska are basically the same thing.
Yeah. We may come back to adjust the hood later, but it's also possible that it was tweaked when the door and fender were damaged. It's the right size. No, it's in.
There you go.
All right. All right, so before I turn things around, there's an issue with the seat rails. You might be able to hear the wobble. So let's bring it forward, and we're going to re-lubricate the rails. It seems like they probably dried out further back. Oh, crunchy.
Yeah, I think there's sand in it.
That's smooth, but if you go back, yeah, it's still doing it. If you've run into this issue and fixed it, let me know how you did it. Does it do it if you're sitting in it?
I don't know. I'll try.
It doesn't.
No, it
do
doesn't
it
do it
when you're in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No more warning lights. The adaptive headlight error we saw last week cleared itself, which is great. Alright, so we're under the truck now, and I'm not on the quick jacks because this is in the way. And besides, it would be in the way to remove these bolts when we take the heat shield off. But the heat shield's a little crusty, you can see here, but the frame is actually in pretty good shape. Some surface rust, nothing too bad. Back here it looks good. Suspension components, the body is nice. Up front too, same thing, just a bit of surface rust. Nothing too bad. Exhaust looks good. It's really the heat shield it's really just the heat shield that's the worst. So let's get this heat shield off. These are 13, so I'm gonna work my way around, and I think the heat shield for the exhaust, or this is not a heat shield, the guard, we'll take the guard off, and I think on the back there's a heat shield that is mounted to the guard, so we'll work our way around. Oh, horrible. Ugh. Oh geez. Does it hold the tank up?
Huh?
Oh my god. I think it actually holds the fuel tank up.
That might be why it's called the cradle.
Yep. Well, well, I guess I gotta put some of it back in.
Okay.
Not ideal, okay.
Nope. And we gotta order another one.
Yep. I think I got it. I guess I could cut this off.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. It's back together. As you can see, the Chawton White and the Alaska White are really, really close. I think you can kind of tell here the Chawton is a little beigeier maybe, slightly darker, but with the hood, it's almost impossible to tell. Fuji White's very white compared to it, but the door fits, it works. We fixed our damage, so we're good to go. All this needs is a lick of paint. Now, as you saw earlier, the shield under the fuel tank actually holds the fuel tank in place, so that's not ideal. And I know I said I had one, and I definitely did used to have one, but I can't find it right now, and I'm afraid that I may have scrapped it a couple years ago. So we'll see. We may have to order a replacement and just install that one when we get it. Otherwise, it's really great, and we're just gonna have to schedule the state inspection to get the salvage title, since this was written off by Geico, and we'll be good to have it back on the road. So to give you an idea of how much this cost, the truck was $575, and then with the Copart fees, that brought it up to $1,010, because Copart fees, they add up pretty fast. Then the fender was $160. The door plus the wheel liner plus the trim under the doors were $350 altogether. And then the fuel tank shield and the sport cradle is going to be probably another $375 unless I can find the one that I had that I scrapped. So all told, that would bring it up to $1,895. So $1,895 to put it all back together, and then with the New Jersey salvage inspection fees, it'll bring us to just over $2,000. So as long as that tire holds air, and if we count what it might cost to paint the door, let's say $2,500. For $2,500, let me know down in the comments if you think this was a good deal. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, and stay tuned and subscribe to see us put the shield on the fuel tank, get this painted, and to find out what we're gonna do with it. Oh, and by the way, I have another one-day rebuild plan that's coming soon, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.